Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another beautiful episode of The Balance with Erika B, the podcast where we talk about life, we talk about wellness, healing, relationships, and entrepreneurships, and everything in between. So, today's episode is one that every woman needs to hear. Now, ladies, I have a question for you. Have you ever been told that it is probably just stress? Or have you ever been told that your labs are just normal? Or my personal favorite, which is some women have painful periods. Well, a little disclosure here, we are going to be talking about that, about periods. So be warned. But meanwhile, you're over here feeling like somebody's trying to remove your organs with a butter knife. So today we're talking about something that affects millions of women, yet somehow we'll still don't have enough attention to this, which is called endometriosis. And joining me today is the amazing Alexis. She's an endo warrior and an advocate who helps spreading awareness, reminding women that they are not crazy, dramatic, or making any of this up. So, without further ado, I am so excited to have her on my podcast because, yeah, she's awesome. Alexis, welcome to the show. I am so excited for you to be on this show to talk about endometriosis, share your story with millions of women that are going to hear this story. So let's start off before we even jump into get into the serious stuff. Let's get to know you first. So tell me about yourself. Where are you from? And what are some of the things you love to do outside of advocacy?
So, born in Waco, but grew up in Dallas. So I claim Dallas. And overall, for me, I am a fur mom to a 16-year-old Chewini that likes to parkour, very sassy. Even though she got a heart murmur 6 out of 6, nothing can stop her.
Mm-hmm.
Just a person that really truly cares about anyone that I come across and just want to build that relationship with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I am adventurous. I tend to do things out of the comfort zone. Like I do plan on going skydiving eventually. So
Okay.
I live life to the fullest.
I love that. That's the best way to live. Like, I haven't really lived just yet because, like, I'm always, being a mom, you put everyone before you instead of after you. So I'm going to try to take a step this summer and try to do things that I love to do, like learn how to sew or learn a different language, or just I want to be able to spend a lot more time with outside of working, just more time like movie nights with my kid, things of that nature. So skydiving, I might have to do like the other version of skydiving first before doing the skydiving, but I might try it. Yeah, yeah. I might I might do that instead of, getting on the plane and jumping out and having my heart going boop boop and then yeah. No, that is way outside of my comfort. If I do that, that means I'm crazy. I'm crazy and I'm delusional. Just saying. So that's pretty cool that you like to do things outside of advocacy and like live life to the fullest, because when something or someone or anything in life challenges you, it's you need that. You need something that pushes you. I don't want to say to the edge, but pushes you enough to where you're happy and you're fulfilled in life. So I have another question for you. Are you a coffee girl? Are you a tea girl? What's a perfect self-care day look like for Alexis?
So, coffee people, I am sorry, but I am a tea girly. I cannot stand the smell of coffee and I cannot drink coffee. Like, it's just something with
Really?
the taste. I cannot do coffee. Tea,
Hmm.
through and through. I have an account with Spice and Tea Exchange. They
Hmm.
have their own website, but I also go to other herbalist stores that's around here in Houston.
Hmm.
And I could just tea for sleep, tea for relaxing, tea just for throat, to whenever I'm sick.
Hmm.
I love my teas.
See, I'm kind of a coffee girl. On a good day, would like to have a Starbucks venti caramel macchiato with the little
Sounds
caramel on top a little bit and a little crunch on top. That's a good day for me.
okay.
Other days, I can just like when I'm working, I drink my juice and I drink my water mostly. Sometimes I'll drink a Pepsi, but I kind of get away from Pepsi because sometimes you can get really addicted. Like I got
Yes.
really addicted to Pepsi. And I noticed once I got off of Pepsi, my
Hmm.
hands were shaking. Like I was like, oh, I have to have this. Yeah. And so I was like, I gotta switch it up. So
Yeah.
now I drink like the cran juice. So and I noticed like I need to kind of slow down on that and kind of do a little bit better with that. But it's not as bad as the Pepsi. The Pepsi I would like if I didn't have it, like I said, seriously, the shakes, all of that. So you guys drink your water.
Yes, please drink your water. Even though, like how Pepsi was for you, for
Mhm.
me, for the longest, it was Dr. Pepper. Give me Dr. Pepper cherry. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
stopped that.
Because,
I,
like, if
I
you drink the Pepsi or you drink the Dr. Pepper, all your shakes and everything go away. And so, like, I remember one time I tried a diet Pepsi. I was like, "Ugh, no, this is not for me." So I was like completely disgusted. Sorry, Pepsi, if you're, I know, if you're trying to sponsor me in the future, I love you guys still. Um, but I love that we get to know who you are as a person, first and foremost, because sometimes when people have a chronic illness, that's all people know them to be. But you're a whole person outside of this diagnosis. So I want to kind of get into about endometriosis and I want to talk about when did you know or take us back to when you realized something wasn't right.
I would say I was, I think, around 15 or 16 years old. I was,
Mhm,
of course, in high school, and my cycles, high stepper at the time at Cedar Hill High School,
mhm,
and during, working out and all that, that's when my periods start to get bad. Like I would vomit,
mhm,
but the vomit would happen like once for the first day, and then,
mhm,
the fatigue would kick in, and the rest of the day it was fine.
mhm.
But as I got older, and graduated with high school, it got worse. Because my mom, she was like, okay, if you keep vomiting, then you probably need some probiotics. So she gave me the probiotics gummies that you could get at any store. And
Mhm,
that kind of helped a bit, but then the vomiting kept coming even
mhm,
stronger. So me and my mom, of course, she took me to the OBGYN. They were just like, oh, it's just normal. That comes with having a period and all that.
mhm,
And we're just like, okay. So going to college then. And with college, I was good for the first year. Cycles here and there was a hit and miss. Some days I'll
mhm,
be vomiting a lot, other days, fine. But I would say like my second semester or third semester, that's when it got bad. Because yes, stress does play a factor,
mhm,
not just with endo, but also I know with every woman's life, that does play a factor. And it was to the point where my grandparents had to take me to the hospital because I could not stop vomiting. I kept vomiting
mhm.
every 5 minutes. And they're like, what is wrong with you? I don't know. So,
Understandable.
yeah. And I went to the hospital the first time. Okay, discharged me and all that. Went to my granny's PCP,
Mhm,
normal labs, normal everything. So again, had to go back to the hospital when I had another, as I know now, a flare up.
mhm.
And with that, I was admitted to the hospital. They deprived me of food because they wanted to get the fluids back in
Feel it
me and all.
cracking, yeah.
And so I was like, I gotta go to the restroom. You gotta press the nurse call button. They help
Mhm,
you there. So all I remember is breathing, and then it just went black. For
mhm,
me, when it went black, the atmosphere was peaceful. And I kid you not, I did hear God's voice. He told me to breathe. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna breathe. I'm starting to breathe. As I'm coming to, I'm hearing my mom screaming, my baby, my baby, my baby. Someone needs to come in here and help.
mhm.
They
You were
told
just
me,
going to the restroom.
yeah, I was just going to the restroom, and they told me, my dad, my mom, and my granny told me what happened. They said I had a seizure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a seizure, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And they were like, "It's probably, the lack of food."
Probably, yeah. That's what I would have thought. Like maybe the lack of food, not having a lot of fluids, getting those
Yeah.
IVs back in to restore everything. So I would have thought that too.
Yeah, but that freaked my mom. She was like, "I know you didn't mean to, but still, you're my baby." And I
Yeah.
was like, "I know." But from there, I would say I went to a OBGYN because one of my coworkers, she was an elderly lady. She
Mm-hmm.
introduced me to her OBGYN, and I went to her. As soon as she did the pelvic exam and all that, and I told her all my symptoms I was going through, and this
Mm-hmm.
was in 2015. She was like, "Yeah, you have endo." And she slapped me with, "Oh, I'll give you the birth control. It will manage the endometriosis. It won't grow, it won't go anywhere because you're
Mm-hmm.
just at the acute version of endometriosis." And I
So
was, yeah,
my next question would have been to the doctor, what is acute endometriosis is?
yeah,
Because if it's at the very beginning and you're giving me birth control, not all birth control regulates everything. Our bodies, every woman's body has different shapes, sizes, forms. And it's crazy because so many women grow up hearing things like this, like periods are supposed to be normal and periods
yeah,
are supposed to hurt. You'll be fine. Take some ibuprofen. And then years later, you find out you got this actual, I don't want to say disease because it makes it put like a stamp or a curse to it,
yeah,
but you have a chronic illness to where you're like, what happened? And I feel like a lot of times for us as African American women,
yep,
we see the doctor tells us what we want to hear because they're again thinking for a check.
yep.
And I've learned for myself, I've had how many doctors? Let's see. I would say starting off in 2018 because my daughter. So I had two doctors because I had the fourth degree tear and almost died.
Oh, wow.
So I had Dr. Sakovic, which he's amazing. Shout out Dr. Sakovic if you hear me. And his wife, Mrs. Sakovic. She was pretty cool. And then I moved here to Houston. So
Yeah.
once I moved here to Houston, I had this amazing, I can't remember her name, I had this amazing doctor. Um, Relationship established was amazing. Everything was going great. And then she's like, well, I'm leaving. I was like, oh, great. This is fine. Um, yeah, because I turned, like I said, I turned it out, ended up pregnant again after my daughter had
Yeah.
I've had four miscarriages. So, yeah, so now I'm about to go get another opinion because I need to figure out why all these are happening. But it
Yes.
comes back to in relations to you about chronic illnesses and that we should always, not just as an African American woman or whether you're a white woman, a Hispanic woman, Asian woman, just a woman in general, I
Yeah.
say always advocate for yourself, whether it's one, two, three, four, however many times you need to keep advocating for yourself. Because if you don't advocate for yourself, you're never going to know what that end all be all is going to be. Now, for me,
Yeah.
in my instances, sometimes I teeter and I totter between do I want another kid or do I just want to keep the kid that I have and I'm good for the rest of my life? Okay,
Yes.
I have a niece and I have a nephew, they fulfill my heart, but it's not like wanting a second one for your own or a third one for your own.
Because it's your baby.
Because it's your baby. Yeah, it's your baby. Do I regret any of the things that happened to me with my birth? Sometimes I do get down on myself a little bit, and as women, we need to kind of like journal and get back up. But I do get down a little bit on myself where you have all these miscarriages keep happening. Just like with
Yeah.
endo, I'm sure you're like, why did this even happen? You know, what
Yes.
was the purpose of this happening to me? But I think about this as well. God is the end all be all on every decision that we make.
Agreed.
And
Amen to that.
sometimes you just have to understand that God has a different situation or a plan for you that we may not understand in the beginning, but in
Yeah.
the end, we'll understand in different revelations, in that chapter, in that season. And I'm so glad that you're on here to share your story, because who would have thought you go into the hospital? Well, beforehand, you go to the OBGYN, they tell you,
Yeah.
hey, you're great. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that, because it's like you go to the doctor and you're trying to figure out the answer, the root of the cause, right? You got a diagnosis, we need to figure out the root of the cause. And instead of saying, hey, I need you to advocate for me, I really wish doctors would see that. I really wish doctors would just see even the bedside manners. Alexis, when I tell you the bedside manners that I had at the hospital with my daughter, I had a nurse tell me, and you probably have heard on my episodes, but I had a nurse tell me that I need to walk, because after this, I'll never have any help in the hospital.
Oh,
I
no.
had the nurse that actually, in the beginning of me while water breaking, and I ruined my big jumpsuit. Okay, I had a cute jumpsuit. Okay, um, but it was my favorite jumpsuit, and I had to throw it away because water broke. I was mad. I shouldn't have wore that. I should have wore that
Yes.
But now I learned no more jumpsuits in my future. Um, but the nurse that first took on when my water had broke and it was still leaking and everything, she was like, this is a shit show. This is an absolute shit show, because my family's excited, his family's excited,
Yes.
everybody's coming in and out, in and out, in and out. So she was like, it's a shit show. And she said, listen to me and listen to me now. And I'm sitting on the cold, and mind you, I'm getting undressed, sitting on a
Yes.
cold toilet at this point, because that's the only thing that feels good at this point. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just holding her shoulders, and she's just like, say the word and I'll erase everybody in here.
That means a lot.
And the only thing I was like, all right, sometimes you can't have everybody in here. And I closed my eyes and I whispered in her ear and I said, yeah, tell everybody to go. She got in that room. My mom was still helping me undress. She got in that room. She said, everybody get your asses out of here. And I was like, she said, if it's not the mother, the father, or the mother and the other his mother, get your asses out of here. And she erased that. That room cleared up like this. And I was like,
How would
thank
you be?
God. And so I was so happy, because when your hoo-ha is about to start contracting itself,
Be exposed.
expose itself, you gotta just like, and everybody saw my hoo-ha. Even the people on FaceTime, I was like, I didn't even do the shave. Like, I was so embarrassed. Like, I was like, I don't want nobody else to see my hoo-ha. Like, it was like, and it's crazy because I had two epidurals, and I talk about it. Like, I had two epidurals. One was mismanaged and things like that.
Yeah.
But now I understand now, with if people don't know about fourth degree tears, don't
Not gonna
Google a
be.
fourth don't Google a fourth degree tear, my friend, because it rips from your hoo-ha to your butthole. So I had free surgery all the way there. Yeah, all the way there. All the way there. 78 stitches, mind you.
Oh,
It hurts. It hurts, But it goes back to, like I said in the beginning, advocating for yourself. Because what I know now versus what I didn't know in 2018, I thank God for, one, keeping me alive, two,
yes.
keeping my child alive, and three, what I know now, like episiotomies, for example, are not, you can't do them here in Texas.
Yeah.
Advocating for yourself, whether it's a midwife or not, you have the right to tell that midwife, you're not establishing anything. You got to go. I need somebody that's going to establish. And thank God for Dr. Sakovich for coming in that room and was like, move, because she's gray in the face. She's dying at this point, And all I see is a violin. All you see is like a big violin of this man, And I had the midwife just, can you feel the needle? Can you feel the needle? And I'm like, and there was decisions that I could tell you, my friend,
Yeah.
where it was like a whole, like, oh shit kind of moment. Like,
Yeah.
like I had a doctor basically say, well, baby's not coming out. So she needs to make the decision on keep pushing or do a C-section. Now, mind you, my doctor didn't show up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm repeatedly asking for my doctor.
And it's like, where's my doctor at?
Where's my
Like,
doctor?
I need the person for me that knows me.
Doctor didn't even tell me she was going on vacation. So
What?
she went on vacation. They were calling her. She didn't answer the phone. So I'm very thankful for Dr. Sakovich because
Yeah.
had he not bust in that room, I would be 6 feet under because I chose the route of I'm not going to get sedated. And that was the other thing. I was fear of what the fuck happens to me if I get sedated and I don't wake up from
Yes.
childbirth, you know?
Yep.
And
Because
that was
anything
another
happens.
thing that was going through my mind. So I was like, I'd rather keep pushing. I know I'm gonna be stressed, but I need to relax and I'm gonna get this baby out. Finally had got her out, but she wasn't even crying, like instantly crying. So meanwhile, while this is playing like a violin in me,
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about me anymore. I'm like, hey,
My baby,
I
how is she
need it. Like,
doing? Is she breathing?
breathing. And I feel so bad sometimes because like my spouse, he it was too much for him, so he left. And I was like, "Where'd you go?" I was like, "Where do you go?" Like, when I say
Support too.
it's a shit show, like it was a complete shit show. It was a complete shit show,
Yeah.
But like I said, what you know now versus what you know now versus what you know then is astounding. Because like even with, I'm pretty sure what you knew now versus with the endo versus what you knew in the very beginning stages, I'm sure you was petrified for one.
Yes, I was. I was like,
For
what is
two,
endo?
I would have been asking the doctor, like, can you break down a definition of what endometriosis is? Like, you're saying I'm at the early stage of this. How many stages is to this? You know what I'm saying? Is this like life alternating? Is this, I mean, I'm sure it is life alternating, excuse me. But again, I just want to get into like the statistics because honestly, when we talked about the statistics, it blew my mind. So one of the statistics that I saw, it was talking about 1 in 10 women are diagnosed with endometriosis. And that's
Yeah.
insane that it's 1 in 10 because
That's unacceptable.
that's not acceptable. But you know what? Something else is really crazy. What was it that it was something health wise that we were talking about, and I said, I wish some people wouldn't. We were talking about it in our conversations, but I wish we would have
Yeah.
known about this before. Versus, like, you know how when medically there's something tabooed, like for example PCOS,
Yes.
and again endometriosis, and how we heard about endometriosis and PCOS, but now it's not to the extent of we're in 2026, let's talk about it, let's be vocal about it. And that blew my mind because I'm like, if we known about endometriosis years ago and we knew about PCOS years ago, why are we now making an uproar about this? Why wasn't this an uproar
From the
back
get-go.
from the beginning? That's what we were talking about, which I was like, it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And for the women that's listening, probably knows someone who has this, or even if they don't know someone that has this, why does it take so long to one, get diagnosed? And then my second question would be, why are women waiting 7 to 10 years just to get the answers for endometriosis?
So, from just my own experience, as well as talking to women through my TikTok page that
Mhm,
are in the UK, that
mhm,
are in like Paris, France, just all
mhm.
countries around the world, because I talk to all of them. Of course, I used to translate part to translate.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that it's just not here in the United States that it takes 7 to 10 years. It's everywhere. And it's sad to say, if this was a male disease, it would have had a cure. It would have been an uproar a long time ago. And that's the
Mhm.
frustrating part that we all are just like, what? It's more research to male baldness than endometriosis. And it's
This
just
is
like,
true.
are you serious?
It's crazy, and it's crazy how, like, I don't understand that in the United States we don't have universal care.
when other countries do.
especially other countries do, like London and
Yes,
overseas. And I've learned something else with you giving me the research with endometriosis is that people are using like natural remedies and
yes,
like the herbs, which I thought
yes.
was very profound to learn about that because again, going back to 1 in 10 women having this, what are
It's
some symptoms people
ridiculous.
don't realize could be endometriosis? Like, what was some of the things? Like, I know you said vomiting.
Yes.
Did you have any like abdominal pain, like sharp
Oh,
painness?
yes. I sometimes will randomly, we joke around in the endo community, we get a lightning strike to our butthole. We sometimes feel that. As
Mm,
well as we get sharp pains in our
mhm,
legs and pelvic floor. That is a huge one, as well as the abdominal, because with endometriosis, it does not just, oh, it's just your uterus. No, it's not. It's a whole body thing. Because for me,
mhm,
endometriosis took my appendix, and I had to be rushed to the ER because I was working, and I was like, I
mhm,
can't sit down. It hurts to walk, it hurts to move. And I was a vet tech at that time. And the veterinarians, I was
mhm.
telling them all my symptoms, and this is how crazy it is for regular doctors and veterinarian. And I still love these veterinarian doctors. I told them my symptoms, and they were like, it sounds like your appendix, you need to go to the ER. And when I went to the urgent care, they were like, oh, it's just gas, it's just gas. I said, no. If my veterinarian doctors are saying it
Saying
could be,
me to the something's wrong.
yeah. So I went to the ER. This is something I still got to work on because I'm Miss Independent. I'm so used to being like that. But I did call my husband and I did call my granny to be like, hey, I'm at the ER. I got IV and all that. They were like, Alexis! I take care of myself because I'm so used to doing it with the
Yeah.
endo for so long.
Mhm,
It's natural to me. And he left work immediately and went straight to the ER. I called them and they did my blood work and they were like,
mhm.
so we got to take that appendix out. And when they took my appendix out, they took images and they saw my endometriosis lining on, and they were like, you need to get this taken out because that's what took your appendix out because the endo was inflaming your appendix.
So is it like a natural like I'm trying to understand like so is it like a natural flare up that happened that caused the appendix to erupt?
It's the hormone estrogen. Endo is driven by estrogen. So when you have too
Okay.
much estrogen, that's
Mhm,
when the inflammation starts happening. And if there's endo on your liver or your GI tract, because I have endo in my GI tract, endo it could attack any parts, any organs you have in your body, and it will inflame it automatically.
wow.
And with that is studies are saying that endo mimics cancer, but it's not classified as cancer. And I'm just like,
That's scary because then it's like
yes,
you need to check for to see if you have so now that you know more about endometriosis and you're sharing it with multiple women because your TikTok page is awesome. I love it. I'm trying to just understand about when you have to check other health things too, like your liver
yes,
and your other organs to make sure it's not cancer. Like, I mean, endometriosis, it's I don't want to say it's not the end all be all.
no,
It's not because I feel like you can still do things, you can still be proactive and things like that.
yes.
But just like how you pointed out that it's saying that it can mirror to cancer, that's kind of scary. And I would be petrified.
Because endo, I have even with diving into endo, some women's have already died at the age of 30 because of endo. And I promise you, even when I was vomiting, I hold on to the scripture near and dear. That's why it's the scripture for my endo page.
Mhm,
Psalms 46 and 5. God is within her. She will not fail. Or what book version you have. Because
mhm,
on the break of day, she will get her strength. When I was vomiting, my just vomiting, and I could
mhm.
not stop, I was like, God, Psalms 46:5. Give me the strength to endure this because I feel like I'm gonna die because I
Yeah.
cannot hold anything down.
And
So
that's the part that shakes me, because it's like you just
yeah,
keep you're vomiting, and you don't know. And people think that endometriosis only affects the reproductive organs, but
and it's
that's
not.
not necessarily true.
It's a
And like for
whole
me,
body.
what does it mean when people say endometriosis is a full body disease? To you, what does that mean?
For me, when I research of the whole body disease, it made me feel happy that I was not crazy and not being overly dramatic. Because yes, I am going to be a drama queen.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, with endo
Mm-hmm.
and learning that, I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. And with the whole body stuff, now I'm like, all right, I got to start listening to my body.
Mm-hmm.
What certain things does I need to feed it, and what things I need to do and not overexert myself,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm learning now that I have to self love, self care for myself because no one's not going to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
No one. I like, yes, my mom is my number one supporter. I love her dearest. With this journey,
Mm-hmm.
she's learning so much as well with my endo, and I am just truly, truly grateful that I have my mom because without her, I'm trying not to cry, but without her and with her love and support and pushing me and helping me with this endo stuff and learning about it, it really, you need that support.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the whole body disease, when you have to change your diet, when you have to give up certain things, she's been supporting me with that. Why other, friends or family members or whoever, they be like, "Oh, you lost weight and all that, or you're changing." I was like, "I'm doing this so I can have a good quality of life."
Mm-hmm.
And with it being a whole body disease, I thank Sam as well, my health coach, of guiding me through it. Because I met her after my endometriosis surgery of October of last year. Like, God put her in my life for this purpose, for this reason, to help me with my health and endo. And I am truly grateful and happy that she's in my life and helping me along this journey. Like, seriously, I'm trying my best not to cry, but
No, you can cry. Girl, if you don't stop, you can cry.
it's just
I cry all the time. You can cry.
it, it gets to that point when this is a whole body disease
Mhm.
that I gotta deal with for the rest of my life. It even affects with fertility
Yeah, because
because
nobody talks about it. And I think it's one of the hardest things is feeling like nobody believes what you're
yeah,
saying, and nobody believes how you feel, because nobody talks about the mental side of things. Like, I'm sure you felt in this season that you feel like it's dismissed.
yeah,
I think that it could affect your confidence. I feel like it makes you start doubting yourself. And for me, mental health goes a long way,
I
because I feel that if you don't fall in love with yourself and tell yourself it's going to be okay and it's going to be all right. And I want you to know on this platform that you're heard, it's not being dismissed. And definitely, girl, you too cute to let that affect your confidence. Okay.
yes,
You
because
don't let
that is
it,
one thing.
you don't let it affect your confidence. I know sometimes we get, as women, we get ourselves down, whether you're dealing with a chronic illness or infertility. I believe that you still can be a mom.
Yeah,
Just know that you still, regardless, Alexis, you could still be a mom. And it may have to take a different journey in
yeah,
your planning on being a mom. But just know there are ways for you to be a mom. And a lot of people don't know on the insurance side of things is always check with your insurance,
yeah,
because on the insurance side of things, there's a lot of things that people don't know that really covers, like gym memberships and mental health side of things that helps
yeah.
towards insurance and things like that. So check your insurance too, because working in the field, I know. So,
Yeah,
and I know that with it being mentally heavy on you, still keep that prayer that you still have, and keep still feeling that you are going to be a mom.
Saying that affirmation to myself because, again, Samantha, she's teaching me certain affirmations not to just say to myself, but to my womb and
Mm-hmm.
to my body because I am going to be a mom. Even, yeah, I'm 33. Yes, stage 4 endometriosis. I got endo in my GI tract, adenomyosis, and fibroids, but the fibroids were removed during the surgery of October of last year, and they got as much endo out from my uterus and as much as they could with my GI tract. So I still have some endo in my GI tract. But that's just the biggest thing that I even noticed on my platform, my page.
Mm-hmm.
So many girls do want to be moms, but it's like I'm fighting this disease, and so many women have been blessed while they have endometriosis and having kids. So that's why I'm holding on to that faith, that hope that I am going to become a mom. But I also know it's in God's timing too.
It's in God's
Can't rush it.
timing. I'm telling you this, Alexis. If you met me when I was younger, you'd probably be like, in a blink of an eye, you've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whenever you go through those dark moments, because I've learned like journaling has really been self soothing for me. And it is all in God's timing.
Yeah.
You keep praying over your body, you keep praying over yourself, you keep praying those affirmations. Any woman that's listening to this, do the same thing because at the end of the day, keep getting those second, those third, the fourth, however many opinions to make you feel comfortable. If your regular doctor gets upset at you for seeing another doctor, that means they're not the
Well,
right doctor to be in your life to begin with.
or
And
even if the doctor just be like, I'm not, they just ostracize you and don't even want to talk or fool with you anymore. Because
that
I
means
don't.
they need to be removed out of your life.
Yeah.
And I think every woman has had a moment where she knew something was wrong. She knew where something felt incorrect with their body. And for me to say this is keep pushing. I'm Alexis, I'm telling you, if you would have known, you would have never known I had 4 miscarriages.
No.
My fourth miscarriage was actually right before New Year's hit.
Oh,
The
wow.
day before New Year's hit.
Wow.
Yep. And when I say I have since January questioned myself, no one knows. I've questioned myself. I've questioned, am I ever going to have another kid? What's the problem with me? Is it not me? Could it be my spouse? What's the problem? Things of that
Yeah.
nature.
Numerous things.
Numerous things go on. And I'm sure on the husband side of things, he's probably trying to figure out how to understand what endometriosis is, how to facilitate on making sure you're okay with the endometriosis. Because if it's hard on you, it's hard on the spouse,
Right.
you know? And as long as you keep God going forward, you keep reading those books, you self advocate for yourself, you find those. And there is a lot of that people don't know, whether it's a miscarriage or whether it's endometriosis or any
Yeah.
kind of chronic illnesses. There
Yes.
are so many cool Facebook groups. I
It
remember
is.
the first time I had my first miscarriage, and I was like, I can't turn to anybody because I don't. It's not easy for me to trust. I'm a Pisces. It ain't
Oh
easy.
my goodness.
It's hard for me to
And
trust. And so it's like you look every which way. So then I was like, I found this Facebook group and I was like, I started reading other people's stories and I still read their stories to this day because I'm
yeah,
like, dang, this much, I want to talk about it, but I really don't want to talk about it. So like, I kind of just, look at the stories and I see how other people feel and it gives you comfort.
it
And
does.
not only that, you're building a good platform. The fact that you're sharing this on TikTok is one outstanding.
Thank
Two,
you.
keep doing it because you never know what hands I pray. You never know what hands this is gonna land in.
Yeah.
And you saying that you got overseas, girl, you probably gonna get an Oprah. And I'm like, that's why I'm putting on Oprah. You never know what this is gonna land.
Yeah.
So keep building that community, keep finding that support. And like I said, it's okay to cry. Girl, you know how many times I cry? I cry so much. I'm like,
But but it's like to the point, like for an example, with on my husband's side with his uncle. Because this is why I do say set boundaries, especially with chronic illness.
Mm-hmm.
He literally told me in front of my husband's mom, and his grandma that endometriosis is just an anxiety thing and it's all in my head. A uterus is just for a baby and to bleed out and to have intimacy. That's it. And I just need to get over it because ha ha ha, you always get sick every time certain events happen. That's a struggle that every chronic illness person go through. Yes, we made plans, but if my body decides to flare up, I cannot control it. I can
Right.
try to manage it, but I can't control it. And with that, I was heated. And ever since then, I did not go back over there because why would I put myself in that hostile environment?
Yeah, and
I'm
you don't need that, and that attracts negativity towards your body. Yeah, so I will block out that because a uterus is to create life. A uterus
yes,
is, although it's for intimacy, everybody has a sexual life, male,
yes,
female, whatever. But to dismiss a uterus until a person does research for themselves, they can
yes.
kick rocks. That's what
To
they do.
be,
Yeah,
I
kick
I
rocks.
spammed his text message like read this, read this, read that. He's like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I was like, no. You want to think it's a
Let
funny
him.
thing to joke about it?
You
No,
gotta let him remove
I
out of your
let it
life.
be.
Let it be
I let it
because
be.
it's not worth it.
It's not.
So it's not because it's like when somebody says something like that negative, I kind of would be like, you know what, block out the noise, let it be removed. I'm trying to learn that now as I'm older. Can you believe I'm 36?
You look beautiful, ma'am. I thought you were like 23. You don't look
I am 36 and I've been scared to say 36 for a while. Yes, I just turned 36 in March.
like.
Okay. So we've gotten serious. I want to have some fun
Yes.
with you before we wrap up. So we're going to play a rapid fire game and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. So what is your favorite comfort food?
Pizza.
Oh, well, I just had that last night.
But it's vegan pizza now.
But you know what? You know what's also really good to eat?
What?
Turkey burgers.
Those are good when I was able to have them. They are
You
so
can't
good.
have turkey burgers?
I don't eat no meat. I am straight up vegan now. And I would say that's the best decision of my life because A, my body hasn't
Mhm.
had a flare up. Like
Okay.
now, if I eat gluten, I know
Mhm.
I can get a flare up that way. But being a vegan and exploring it, I'm like, oh yeah, ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'd be like, Samantha, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna cook this, then I cook it and I send it to her and she's just like, Alexis,
My sister, I don't know if I could be a vegan. I like the meat. I like the meat. I just gotta have.
believe.
But I make a really good salmon salad. And so I learned how from TikTok to do the mason jar. But instead of
Yeah.
doing the mason jar method, you get a gallon sized bag.
Okay.
So how I do it is I get a gallon sized bag.
Uh-huh.
I cut out my lettuce, rinse
Yes.
the lettuce off. I put Italian season, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of black pepper. Of course, I do my salmon, a little bit of
Yes.
garlic, pepper, Worcestershire sauce,
Yeah.
um, butter, and let it cook in the air fryer. Once that is out, chop that salmon up. I boil my eggs,
Uh-huh.
chop those up. And then what I do is I put the salad in the gallon bag. I put the salmon in the gallon bag, my
Okay.
bacon, my croutons and everything. I
Oh,
do my ranch on top and I shake it up just like you shake it up in a mason jar. And when I say everybody in the household eats the salmon salad, it's gone within a day.
oh, it sounds so good. I'm not gonna lie, it
I'm
sounds
gonna have to
so
send it.
good.
I'm gonna have to send it to you so you can make it yourself. You're saying
Well, I have to do the vegan version
the
of it, but
vegan version. Yes, we'll find a vegan version for you. What
yes, that
is your favorite vacation spot?
ooh, that one's hard because I've been traveling since I was 5 years old because of my grandparents. They took me
Mhm.
on cruises a lot. And
Not cruises.
that's so hard.
I'm scared to go on a cruise. I've seen Titanic.
You need to go on the cruise. Experience one time, but the longest I would say for because me and my husband just recently went on a cruise. I did a 5 day, just not being too much for him. I
Mm.
would say 3 day to 5 day cruise. Do it. Just have the one experience. But the place that I really love visiting that is so hard. I love the Bahamas.
Okay.
I love the Bahamas. It was the water was so beautiful. It was so
The
beautiful.
water's like clear and blue and you can see straight through. I want to do a huge vacation. Like I
Do
want to
it.
take my daughter one, I want to take my daughter to Disney
Yes.
because she's been but this girl got big plans. Like she's been talking about Tokyo and Paris and I'm like, your mama got to make some coins. So I need sponsors. Send
Let's
sponsors.
here.
Send
Then
sponsors my way. Like start it here. So you've already confirmed you like. So that means you like beaches versus mountains.
been to the well, I take that back. I have been to the mountains. I've been to the northern part of California for the
Hmm.
mountains.
Hmm.
It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. But I'm still a beach girl. I love my water. I'm sorry.
That's
I
what
love
I
my
was like.
water.
I feel like you're still a beach girl.
I'm
So
still
do you prefer reality TV or documentaries?
documentaries because the one that's out right now, Michael, because I am a moonwalker myself. During I just bought a Michael Jackson doll, but I also love history
Okay.
because you learn so much from history that has happened in the past, and
Hmm.
sometimes history repeats itself. Like,
It does. History
but
is repeating itself for sure.
I love documentaries, and I could just sit there and watch it and be like, ooh, even crime.
I am a crime like it's crazy that I'm gonna say this, but March has the biggest crime people, which I mean, I'm March 12th. So
20th. So I'm on the cusp.
you're
Aries and Pisces.
yeah, you're on the cusp. But I will take you. You can come to the Pisces.
Thank you.
Anyways, I feel every time because my spouse is like, you wonder why you're so like batshit crazy? And I was like, why? He's like, you have all the criminals on in the month of March. Like you have all the old criminals. I was like, you
No,
know
no.
what?
I'm defending us Pisces
Thank
because
you.
it is also Geminis too. They're the highest. We're not number one. Geminis are number one.
I'm not about to keep putting Pisces down like this. And
Yeah,
then
don't know.
he's like, you're such a dreamer. You dream so big. I said, yeah, because I want to
Yeah,
be a
man.
don't judge. Anyways, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Adult. Oh my gosh, that is so hard.
I like what is the Elements? I like
Elements,
that. I
that
like
one,
that movie. That movie's a good movie.
that is.
What is that one with the dragon?
Are you the newest one? Yeah, see,
Mm-hmm.
Disney adult.
Yep.
Oh,
I like that one. And then what was it we were watching the other night? I think it was Peter Pan we were watching the other night. Yeah. So
I got a list in categories. So, for princess, I
mhm.
love Princess and the Frog, but I also love Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, I'll take it. I can take it.
I'm sorry for all the mermaid fans out there. I'm sorry. Ariel is my least favorite princess because why are you going to change yourself for a man? Why? That's what I got out of
Okay, I see where you're going with that. You shouldn't
why.
change yourself for a man. Gotcha.
Okay, now for my spirit animal,
Hmm.
Stitch. Lilo and Stitch.
I love
Stitch,
Lilo and Stitch.
yes. Stitch is my spirit animal. And I also love The Lion King. So that's just the animal portion of it. Now, when it comes to like a Disney movie that just I need to be happy and all of
Mhm.
that, yes, I watch those, but I also love to watch Elements, but I also like watching Soul.
Oh yeah, I like Soul. I didn't. I was thinking about that, but then I was like, Soul has a different level to it, and
Yeah.
I love Elements because Elements teach you about all the elements, like the water, fire, and all of that, and how they can't mix, but they kind of mix in between. So I think
Yes.
it's pretty cool. Let me see, because my daughter, she's a huge Disney. Like she's like, I love Disney.
She'll be a Disney adult just like me.
I
But
have
fun
to.
fact, actually the Tokyo one is
Mhm.
cheaper than the Disney World. And I have already been to all of the Disney Worlds in Florida.
Really?
Yes. Grandparents, they took me.
I want to go to Disney. It's just we need sponsors. Come on.
Yes. Sponsors, please.
Sponsor. Okay. My next question: morning person or a night owl?
As a kid, I was a morning person. My mom, she told me I used to wake up in the morning, good morning. And she was like, Alexis. But when I got older and stuff, I became a night owl.
Mm-hmm.
But now since I'm an adult,
Mm-hmm.
I'm back to a morning
Morning
person.
person. Man, when I tell you, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, like if it's like a Friday, I'm like, yes, I'm ready. It's Friday. Let's go. Some days I just want to be like, let me sleep until it's time for work and
Yeah.
just get it out the way. So I
Yes.
think I'm a little bit of both, morning and night. I can go because like once I
It's
get off from work, like last night, I was up till like 2:30,
because you got the
and I was
weekend. You don't
so
stress.
frustrated. I was so frustrated because every time the phone ring or
Yeah.
somebody was yelling or screaming or something, would say, "Mom," I would go to sleep and I'm almost there and I'm like, yes, I feel it. I'm there. Mom, like, oh, I'm like, leave me alone. You can figure it. Hey, Google it. Yeah, just leave me alone. So my spouse, he'll be like, leave your mom alone. She's asleep. Like she hasn't slept. Let her be. So yeah, it depends on
Yes.
what's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you.
I'm gonna
Mhm,
say a few things.
mhm.
A, yes, I live in Texas, but I'm allergic to beef. No cross contamination at all. I will have allergic reaction.
I mean, that's not funny, but the way you said that. Okay, we're not. I'm not laughing at her people. We're
No, you're
laughing.
beef central.
It is
So
beef central, but you can't. I mean, you can't even have a little steak, just a little.
no, no,
You know
no.
what? We're not gonna be able to go to a steakhouse then. All right, noted. No Texas Roadhouse for me. All right, fine.
That is not really known.
Hmm.
I am a true introvert through and through.
So you rather be like inside the house,
Relaxing and
relax,
all of that.
don't go out. Okay.
Or just, I will even take my own self out on a date and eat at a fancy restaurant by myself, and I will still be tickle pink.
I need to do that more often. Take my
Do it.
take the well, because I'm always like what's Ari doing or what's my man, things like that, and I'm like I feel like fear of missing out. But then sometimes I'm just like I'll go on a walk by myself and just
Yes.
But right now it's too hot here right now.
Oh, it's
Like you
90
have to do it.
degrees
You
out,
have to do it like
96.
either way, like right before the sun comes up or right when the sun goes down.
Yeah.
What is a favorite way to practice self care for yourself?
Oh, so first thing first, set boundaries. I even have to set boundaries with my own family, my husband, friends,
Hmm.
and family.
Hmm. Hmm.
That is number one key of really putting yourself first and doing
Hmm.
self love. You
Hmm.
have to set boundaries. Don't give in to it because
Hmm.
you only know your body. And when it
Hmm.
comes to self love and self care, for me, Saturdays, I want to sleep in. That's how for a day for me of self care and self love,
Hmm.
I like to sleep in.
Hmm.
Then I have my little breakfast, do my devotional,
Hmm.
and then actually go
No.
get a massage and do like an hour long massage. And
Hmm.
from the massage, I'll take myself out to eat alone or whatever and just
Hmm.
breathe and be in nature and just walk around in nature. Because self love, self care, I'm going to make sure I listen to my body. If
Hmm.
my body is craving like roasted sweet potatoes, I'm going to get it because I know my body needs it. Now, with the sweets, because I'm more the sweets because sweets drive estrogen and I don't need my
Oh.
endo to grow back. So I gotta minimize that and eat the right sweets.
Like,
As me and
but you also, I think small doses for sweets is not that bad. I
yeah,
think it's actually pretty cool. You know,
as well as working out, Pilates. I'm a Pilates girl.
I love Pilates because I can do hot Pilates, and it's
Yes,
so like the way that it just. I need to. I've been trying to find like a place over here
fruit
where
fusion.
I can. Hot Pilates is fun. My last question for you before we wrap up is, what's currently bringing you joy?
Currently bringing me joy,
Mm-hmm.
God, and also just loving myself right now and being in the moment, being present, because I have never truly practiced that until in my 30s. Because I
Mm-hmm.
always plan so much for the future instead of being in the present. And once I'm in the present, that is really what's bringing me joy. I love my fur baby. I love my family and friends, but also I love my me time. So
She says,
that's
I
what,
love my me time. I hear you. I
yeah,
feel you. I think that having me time brings, I think a lot of women, we don't have 100% me time to ourselves. But
nope,
sometimes, even like I just told my sister the other day, if you got PTO, take that mental day
use it,
because
use it.
we work so much. I think we don't have the definition of understanding to ourselves to take a couple days off.
Yeah,
So, and I think jobs need to start requiring mental health days into their with their employees. Like over in Japan, I think overseas they take a nap for an hour,
yeah, they do.
and I really feel that's beneficial.
Yeah.
But as we wrap up, for the women listening right now who feels unheard, unseen, and she's been searching for answers forever, what would you tell her?
First, you're not crazy. You need to, my highly recommend, yes, OBGYNs are the best, but find it, if you think it's endo, find an endometriosis specialist. And with finding the endometriosis specialist, make sure that they are truly passionate about their job, like Dr. Koithong was for me at TM Texas Children's
Mm-hmm.
Hospital here in Houston. She is passionate. You want to make sure that your specialist knows her stuff, she's
Mm-hmm.
passionate, and she will go above and beyond. Or he as well, because I know
Okay.
it's also he as well. And with the women that are like, well, what do I do next? Once you're officially diagnosed, that's just the start of it, because you
Mm-hmm.
got to start building your team. You got to start building, finding a pelvic therapist. You got
Mm-hmm.
to start finding a nutritionist, a health coach,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. You got to start building your medical team that is going to be there and stand for you 10 toes down. And when I say 10 toes down, I mean 10 toes down.
10 toes
And,
down. No, I hear
and
you.
hold you accountable. If
Mm-hmm.
you are slipping up, be like, nah. But really listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
If one doctor said no and you're like, you better listen to the and find another doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop and keep track of all your symptoms, all notes from other doctors, and all of that. Because your symptoms, your
Are
life
valid.
matters. No one is not going to care about your life but you. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
family love you and friends love you and all that, but only you can make a difference in your own life and continue to advocate. That's why my slogan is "We will be heard." Psalms 46:5, because God is going to give me the strength. He's also going to give you the strength as well to endure any chronic illness you're going through, whatever
Mm-hmm.
symptoms. Don't be quiet, because I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to start the page. Like I said, I'm an introvert.
I am so blessed that you shared all of this with me because if I never made the post about talking about let's bring these certain topics on threads, I think we would have never had a relationship.
Yes,
And
agree.
putting this platform out for you to share your story was amazing. And I thank you so much for sharing your story today and for using
Yes,
your voice to educate and empower women because I know there are going to be women that's listening right now who finally feel seen because of this conversation.
yes,
If you are listening, you've been told your pain is normal, but something doesn't feel right. Keep advocating for
yes.
yourself. I can't stress that enough. Keep advocating for yourself Know your body. You deserve answers. You deserve to
Yep.
be heard. And today,
Yes.
you all for spending time. Well, thank you all for spending time with me today on the Balance with Erika B. Remember, balance isn't about having it all together. It's about giving your body and yourself grace while figuring it all out. Before we wrap up, my friend, you got to tell everybody where to find you.
My bad, my bad. I forgot. You can find me on TikTok. My page name is Alexis Munoz with the line going down, and it's
Mhm.
Endo Warrior 426. And you will see a picture of me. It's going to be a yellow picture of me
Mhm.
going like this. So that's where you can find me at TikTok and Instagram.
Yes, you guys heard her. She is on TikTok sharing the knowledge about endometriosis. She is an endo warrior. I'm so blessed for you coming onto this episode. Like I stated, until next time, take care of yourself, each other. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a woman in your life. This conversation could truly help someone get their answers that they've been searching for. Until next time, like I always been saying now, baby, we on a new rebrand called The Balance with Erika B. And welcome to the shit show. Bye.